Alright, today's video involves your guys' two favorite things going by view counts. Failed communist states and glorious Deutschland. So starting in October of 1918, both the citizenry and soldiers of Germany began to see that the war was lost and realized that it was aristocrats' fault for starting the war in the first place. So revolts began to pop up around the country. While broadly speaking the revolution was aimed at creating a democratic Germany, in the Bavarian region there was also a massive communist socialist movement. So on November 7th, 1918, the Bavarian king was forced to flee, and Kurt Eisner of the Social Democratic Party proclaimed the People's State of Bavaria. Unfortunately, being 1918 Germany, everyone was still starving and the new government couldn't really do much. And then an angry nationalist killed Eisner. When this got announced to the Bavarian parliament, basically everyone started pointing fingers at each other, and well, things escalated into a Mexican standoff. So at this point, Bavaria basically had no functioning government. So on March 7th, 1919, the new leader of the socialists, Johannes Hoffmann, a flipping school teacher of all things, set up a paramilitary government. But the communists and anarchists weren't too happy about this, and Ernst Toller declared a Soviet state, forcing out Hoffmann, who then fled to Bamberg. Still, this government wasn't really any better, since no one in it was really qualified for what they were doing. For example, Foreign Affairs Deputy Dr. Franz Lipp, who had visited psychiatric hospitals on many occasions, declared war on Switzerland since they wouldn't lend him any trains. Also, a convicted burglar was appointed as the police president of Munich. Also, they banned the study of history because apparently it was deemed hostile to civilization. So yeah, that only lasted a whole 6 days before Eugene Levine, I don't really know how to pronounce that, seized power with the blessing of Lenin. So yeah, you're probably noticing the pattern here, and well, Levine was basically even worse than the last guy. When asked about the milk shortage, he said it basically didn't matter since most of it went to the children of the bourgeoisie anyways, and it didn't matter if they died. Also, his ministers would hold gigantic fucking orgies. But if you thought that was bad, here's the worst part. This garbage was their flag. I mean, it looks like someone went in MS Paint with just a bucket tool and then called it a day. Alright, so remember everyone's favorite school teacher, Johannes Hoffmann from earlier? Well, he returned with an army. But the BSR, led by Ernst Toller, who I guess was okay with being deposed, still won the day. Hoffmann then went to the Freikorps, which was basically like a proto-Nazi paramilitary, and was able to get their assistance. Eventually they retook Dachau and surrounded Munich. After a very bloody battle, the city was retaken by Hoffmann's forces, and about 1,200 communists were then executed. Damn, Germans don't mess around. So by the end of 1919, Bavaria basically was reintegrated back into the Weimar Republic. Thanks to Patreon Skylar Weston and HeliPilot.